Today is the auspicious occasion of Garuda Panchami, the divine appearance of Lord Garuda Deva, who is celebrated as the supreme Vahana of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu. He is also known as Vainatheya because he appeared in the womb of Vinata and Kashyapa. So he is celebrated as Vainatheya, and it is said that his two wings of the transcendental bird Garuda, there are two divisions of Samaveda. They are called Bruhat and Rathantara. So when Garuda flaps his wings to carry the Lord, automatically there is a chanting of the hymns in Samaveda. The Lord is always glorified by recital of Vedic hymns, and Garuda constantly he glorifies the Supreme Lord Vishnu. So he is also known as Pakshiraja because even in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, he identifies that out of all the birds, I am Garuda. So that indicates that Garuda is the supreme among the birds. So then he is also known as Garutman, Garutmanta in Telugu we say, and Vinata Sutta. Like that, he has innumerable names indicating his divine and glorious position. And it is in Bhagavad Gita, we hear about one story where Garuda decides to help a small bird. It is mentioned that once a small bird lays its eggs on the shore of a ocean, and the ocean by its waves comes to the shore and takes away the eggs into the waters. So then the small bird becomes very aggrieved, after all its mother, and then it decides, it requests the ocean, please return my eggs. Of course, ocean doesn't even care, and so the bird decides that if you don't return the eggs, I will empty the water from the ocean. That's the kind of determination he takes. It's actually an impossible determination for a small bird. So then when the bird actually starts doing, emptying the ocean, that means on its beaks, it takes little water, goes somewhere else and puts there, again comes back and again tries to take little more water from the ocean. Now we can see from material calculation, it is impossible for a small bird to achieve this. But what happens is, the news spreads all over, and then it comes to the notice of Garuda. So Garuda, he takes compassion, and it's so to say, same species, the bird species, and he decides to come and see the small bird. And when he comes to know about the situation, he also takes up the job. He threatens the ocean, if you don't return the eggs, then I will take up the same job as the bird is doing. Then out of fear of Garuda, because yesterday in the movie also we have seen Varuna Devi is in charge of the water body, so he understood Garuda is very powerful, he knows. So he decides to return the eggs. The point here is sometimes life becomes very tough, and it appears whether we will be able to cross the kind of obstacles, the kind of challenges that we have. But if we can attract the attention of the devotees of the Lord, a pure devotee of the Lord, then automatically our path becomes very easier. By the divine will of Krishna, we all came in touch with Srila Prabhupada, who is also a descendant of Prahalad. He represents Prahalad in the modern world. Like yesterday we have seen Prahalad delivered all the demoniac contemporaries of his time. Similarly, Prabhupada has delivered all the contemporaries of his time simply by spreading the chanting of the holy names of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Prabhupada, he explains that how a devotee should think while spreading the holy names of the Lord. Like the bird has apparently taken an impossible task, but actually a devotee should think very big in spreading the holy names of the Lord. He should think of bringing as many souls as possible to the lotus feet of the Lord. So Prabhupada used to say, you have to think of a mega preaching for Krishna, and he used to say, just try. So we should think big and should try. Whether it will happen or not, that is in the hands of the Supreme Lord, but actually a devotee wants to achieve as much as possible for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna's pleasure. So there is one interesting verse from Garuda Purana. It explains that Kuranga Matanga Patanga Brunga Meena Hatha Panchabi Eva Pancha. Kuranga means the deer, Matanga means elephant. You look at the poetry, Kuranga, Matanga, Patanga, Brunga, Meena Hatha Panchabi Eva Pancha. How 5 kinds of animals they die because of attraction of one sense object. The senses, we have 5 senses, karmendriya, and 5 senses, jnanendriya. So particularly the 5 senses are mentioned here. So the senses are attracted to the sense objects. So by that attraction, Kuranga means the deer. It is said that the deer is attracted to beautiful music. So a hunter, he knows this, and by playing some wonderful music, he attracts the deer, and that's how he kills it. Kuranga. Then Matanga means elephant. Elephant is attracted by the sense of touch, and so that's how the elephant is. Such a big elephant, it can even kill the lions and tigers, but gets attracted to the touch of the opposite sex, and then gets trapped, and it becomes a death trap for the Matanga. Then Patanga, that is the moth. In the evening time we see small moths, they get attracted to the lights. It gets attracted to the eyesight of a fire, and then it dies. Whole night it will be roaming around the light, and by morning we see the moth is lying dead. Then Brunga, bees, are fascinated by the smell. The nostrils are attracted to the smell, and then bees madly goes towards the flowers to take the honey. And then Meena means the fish. It actually, to catch the fish, the fisherman, what he does is he takes a small hook and then puts a small worm at the end of the hook. By seeing the worm, which is eatable for the fish, a small worm, the fish rushes towards the hook, not knowing, not seeing the hook. Now this is an important point. When somebody becomes maddened by the sense object, he doesn't see the trap, he doesn't see the hook, and then the fish goes there in wanting to eat the worm, but then it gets caught by the hook, and then ultimately it dies. So Garuda Purana is saying, Ekam pramadi sakatam nahanyate. Ekam pramadi. One sense object is so much pramada, it is creating such a danger. It has given the examples already. Kuranga, Matanga, Patanga, Brunga, Meena, how they get trapped and becomes a death trap for them. One attraction. Now it is saying, Sakatam nahanyate. It is talking about one more species who gets attracted. And what is that species? That is a human being. And it is saying, Sakatam nahanyate. Will he not die? A human being, will he not die? Yes, sevate panchabi. Because he is attracted to all the 5 senses and is fascinated by all the 5 sense objects. Now what is his situation? Yes, sevate panchabi reva pancha. This is what Garuda Purana is advising us, that how one sense attraction ruins an animal. Similarly, if we also gets attracted, but we have a bigger danger. What is that? We get attracted to all the 5 sense objects. So that's the dangerous position we are in. Essevate panchabireva pancha. We get ruined. So how can we protect ourselves from the onslaught of these sensual attractions? So that is the powerful process given by Prabhupada, given by the Acharyas. And that process is Rushikena Rushikesha Sevanam. The 5 senses have to be diligently engaged in the service of Rushikesha, that is Krishna or Vishnu. If one is engaging his 5 senses in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because the Lord is extremely powerful, he is the Supreme Controller, if you get attracted by him and then engage your senses in his service, then the attractions of the sense objects becomes pale in front of the attraction towards Krishna. He will not be fearful, he will not be attracted to anything of this material world. Yesterday also, you have seen in the movie how many illusions are coming in front of Prahalad. Like when he was about to be thrown into the ocean, we have seen one odd looking, very cruel one serpent comes and does all kinds of things like that. Prahalad is not disturbed. Not easy, because Prahalad is completely dependent on Vishnu. He knows this creature cannot harm me without the sanction of the Supreme Lord, Vishnu. He is so much fixed in that concept, in that conviction, that he is not bothered about all these threats coming from the demons, threats coming from all these creatures. He is fixed in his devotion to Krishna. Actually, that is the goal of each of us, the practicing devotees, the sadhakas. What is our goal? We want to become a pure devotee of Krishna. We want to become a pure devotee of Srila Prabhupada. By Prabhupada's mercy, by his guidance, we can also achieve the platform of pure devotional service and become a pure devotee. When somebody attains that position, all the challenges, adversities of this world will become very tiny. Adversities and challenges of this world becomes very tiny, very insignificant. He will not be affected by any of these things. And so, on the occasion of this Garuda Panchami, we should pray to Garuda to protect us. He always protects the Vishnu's devotees. Like yesterday again we have seen Garuda appeared at an appropriate time to protect Prahalad. So these are all realities. This is supreme truth. What is true for Prahalad is true for us also today. So by depending on Vishnu, how Prahalad got protection, similarly we also will get protection even today from Garuda, from Prabhupada, from Vishnu, from Krishna. And Prabhupada has given very simple process to perfect our life, to reach to the platform of pure devotional service, and that is to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, offenselessly, trying to avoid the offenses, and with devotion and with great respect. If somebody chants and hears the holy names, and he celebrates the holy name, and that very holy name will deliver him from all the challenges and adversities of life. Hare Krishna. Shri Garuda Dev ki jai. Garuda Panchami Maha Mahotsav ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.